We're good. Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Chodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth, sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which will be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwa. It's just Bayan back again, through the spirit and power and mercy and grace of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson, speaking to an article I came across. All right, now bear with me. This phone, this tablet's low. I didn't get a chance to charge it. Bear with me. I got to put this on the charger. So we're going to have to run this like this. Bear with me. I'm going to disconnect. All right, bear with me. Make sure this sounds right. Bear with me. All right, it still sounds good. We're good. So yeah, I got an art of the spirit. I want to tap into real quick. It's from let me see what source this is. It's from as a matter of fact, it was sent from my brother Shakal. He actually sent it on the comment board, and I had looked it up. And the source I'm using is the Cool Down. All right, I searched up the article, and I'm using this source, all right, for the information I want to bring out through the spirit. But needless to say, the title's the article's dated November 5th. All right, so it's current, it's recent, and it's pretty much just tapping into not only the wickedness of Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, but also the lack of wisdom. It's pretty much going to display, his destructive nature, and him being that, that vessel, created to take peace from the earth, bro. This man, has been this man's been on a reign of terror, all right, since the Greeks. This man hasn't stopped. This man has been pursuing nothing but wickedness, evil, deception, all right, falsehood. He's been destroying everything he's crossed paths with. All right, the Lord has allowed him to set up satellites. And what happened? What do we got up there? We got space junk up there. The Lord ain't gonna let you get to no moon. All right, nor Mars. You're keeping your raggedy, destructive ass right down here. All right. So I got the article through the spirit, and before we get this article, let me see here. Let's get this real quick through the spirit. The book of, let's see here, Revelations chapter 6 and verse 4, and it reads this. And there went on another horse that was red, okay? And it's not a coincidence that it's red. All right, this is talking to Esau. Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, horse representing power. All right, now we know when Esau was born, he came out red all over, right? Just because he has no melanin. All right, he's a clean leper. Now, he's been given power, all right, pursuing the Job 9 and 24. pursuing the Genesis 27. There was going to come a time via the blessing he received from Isaac. There was going to come a time where this man will be in the power seat. All right, he will be in the power seat, and he will be able to rule from sea to shining sea. He'll have control over the heavens. You see, he'll be in a position where he controls the resources. All right, and he'll be the hammer on the world stage, and this is where he's at right now. All right, but he's actually at the Isaiah 47 point. All right, he's about to sit down in the dust. He's dwindling right now, languishing. All right, this is why his counsel is failing. All right, and he's doing diabolical, wayward, ridiculous plans. All right, to try to continue to stay in the power seat. All right, but needless to say, let's continue on. And then went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him. All right, Job 9:24, that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. You see, so Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is that destructive vessel, all right, that the Lord created, all right, to bring forth evil. All right, this is why they have a CDC. All right, who in their right mind will want to have a CDC? You see, and it's not in righteousness, you know. It's in planning and plotting. All right, okay, it's on that 2020. All right, scam-demic. They're in that spirit. You see, it's not for righteousness. It's not to research these things and figure out a way to find cures for them. No, they dress it up like that, you know. But in reality, he has that CDC to create scenarios, if you know what I mean. And it's all by design. It's of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Because remember, when you read in the Apocrypha, in 2nd Ezra 15, I believe it is, comes to mind, the Lord says he will send the plagues. And who is he that can turn them back? You see, so it's, at the end of the day, it's the Lord controlling this devil to do what he's doing. But needless to say, let's get this right. Let's continue on. Let's read it from the top, Revelation 16:4. And there went on another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. All right, and again, they've been doing this since the Greeks. They tell us in First Maccabees, bro, that evil is increased. Okay, upon Alexander the Great splitting his kingdom up between his 4 generals. All right, and ultimately that wicked root, Antiochus Epiphanes, coming out of the Seleucid Empire, man. It tells us evil's increased on the earth, man. Okay, because these niggas, Esau, they're the devil. They're the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. Okay, they're that diabolical creation that the Lord brought forth to bring forth these evil times. All right, why do you think he operates the way he operates, bro? Right, let's continue on. And that they should kill one another, man. Right, and we've seen this happen throughout the various wars that we've seen on the world stage. You know, World War I, World War II. The Civil Wars that took place over here in this land, the French War, Spanish War, all that. All right, these Edomites on Edomite. All right, look it. And that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Another token, another buzzword for us to hone this in on Esau. We know this is talking about evil E. All right, because not only did Esau come out red all over, all right, Isaac named him what? What did Isaac name him? Isashua. All right, wasted away is he, because he came through with no melanin. All right, he came through blistering, bro. He had no melanin, man. He was crying, you know, red as all hell, right? And look at what happened again, Genesis 27. He was blessed with that sword, and Isaac, which is Yahweh Shai, if you can receive it, all right, told him that he would live by that sword. He said he would live by it. But what's the old saying? What's the saying in the world? You live by the sword, you die by it. Right? So honestly, that blessing that he received was a curse. Isaac set him up from the rip. But anyways, and I'm gonna go to this article now, right? And check out this dude's movements, bro. Now this article is from the Cool Down, as I mentioned when I opened up. It's dated November 5th, 2025. And again, this was sent by the brother Shakar, my beloved brother over here in the camp. He sent it on the chat, but I found this source right here when I searched up the article. The title reads, Residents Outraged. And this is New York residents specifically, you're going to see. Residents are outraged as a U.S. nuclear plant gets green light to dump radioactive waste into major river, which is, I believe, the Hudson River in New York. Potential long-term consequences. It's not potential. You're going to dump radioactive waste into the damn river. There's no potentiality, if that's a word, behind that being bad at the end of the day. Okay? This title alone, you can tap into the mindset of this madman and see Esau don't got it. Esau don't got it. He never truly had it. You know, but now he's at the point where he's losing his mind now. Now he's just like, he's desperate. He's losing his mind. He's completely losing it. Look. Let's get a little bit of this article real quick. Right here. A federal court has ruled that a nuclear plant in New York can dump radioactive waste into the Hudson River. A decision that overrides a 2023 ban on releasing treated wastewater into the river, bro. Okay, and again, it goes back to Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has Evil E on self-destruct mode. Okay, he has Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, starting with the elite, on self-destruction mode. This is what he's doing. The Lord's getting them good. That's why when you go to the book of Psalms, let me get this real quick. We're going to come back to this article. This just came to mind. And I'm running a little late today, Akiyamanakwa Salakia. You know, running around this morning. Oh, man, Satan was working this morning. Let me tell you. I could make a lesson out of what happened this morning, but we're going to leave it where it's at. We're going to leave it where it's at. Psalms 37. And I want to go straight to the point. I'm going to start at verse 9, right? And I'm going to jump around to the point. The book of Psalms chapter 37 and verse 9, and it reads, "For evildoers shall be cut off, all right? But those that wait upon the Lord Yahweh, they shall inherit the earth." Number one evildoer is Esau. All right, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. All right, he is we proved it with Revelation 6 and 4. We can prove it with more precepts. He's the harbinger of the evil that the Bible speaks of. He's a bloodthirsty drinking demon. All right, he's a complete demon. All right, we can make a whole, brother, man, there's lessons out there all over the place we got in that. You know? But those that are going to wait upon the Lord is the elect. Okay? The elect. All right, those that are going to live by faith. You see? Those that are going to operate through the Spirit. Okay? And really, truly be patient and suffer and wait for the Lord to come. Okay? That's the elect. Ultimately, the elect, starting with Yahweh Shai, bro, is going to inherit this earth, man. This is the Lord's earth anyway. Yahweh's earth anyway. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. You see? He's going to come back and take what's rightfully his. And there's no, this is going to be, this bullshit that we have to live through is going to be a wrap. That's why when you go to, another precept just hit me. Let me just get this real quick. I'm going to jump back. I know I got to jump back 2 times over, but I got to get this real quick. The book of, the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 3, and it reads, "An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited," bro. All right, and the key point is the next verse, right? And we know Esau is the unwise. He's the out of all the heathen, he's the most unwise. All right, he's the third part of man, the son of perdition. He's the worst of the worst. You look at the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, bro. You see, which was Yahweh Shai first and foremost, right? And then the elect are that governing body, all right, that's gonna rule with Yahweh Shai and an innumerable multitude, bro. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the whole nation. You see, but it starts with the elect. Okay, but the nation of Israel is going to inherit this earth. Right, let's go back. Right back in Psalms 37 I'm jumping down to verse 12. Let me see. 14. Right, the wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent the bow to cast down the poor and the needy. And a lot of the time, you're gonna see wicked and sword married together. This is no coincidence. All right, the wicked being Esau and that sword being his blessing. All right, one of his other gifts was deception. All right, one of his other greatest gifts. That's why when you come out of when you go into Revelations, the 20th chapter, the first thing he did, all right, after that 1,000-year period, when he was sat down, I'll say it like that, during the time of the, they call it the few things they call it the Dark Ages, they call it the medieval times. It was the time of the Byzantine Empire ruling, when Eastern Rome was ruling upon the fall of the Western Roman Empire. All right, Esau was in Europe, finished through, finito, neighborhood raccoon, looking crazy. All right, the history's out there. He's trying to hide it. All right, but we got tokens of it in the scriptures. Job 30. Esau was a madman, man, on the planet. All right, throughout that time. But needless to say, what was the point I was making? I was gonna make a point. I lost my train of thought. Oh, when you see the wicked and sword in the same breath, all right, it's talking to Esau. All right, this is the man that's built to bring forth evil. You see, he's not gonna do good. He's not gonna be kind to you. And if he is, all right, it should raise red flags. And all right, it should raise red flags. All right, because he's not built like that. But let me continue on. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, and to slay such as be of upright conversation, man. All right, and this word going out, this is the most upright conversation one can bring forth. All right, on the world stage, bro. These are the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is an upright, righteous conversation. All right, and Esau is anti-righteousness. You see, so this makes us a prey. You see, we testify of the works of the world thereof are evil, like Yahweh Shai. All right, why do you think they pinpointed and targeted him? All right, Yahweh Shai testified that this world is evil, bro. At the time, who was ruling? The Romans, Edomites, bro. You see, and we're doing the same thing. All right, we're testifying that this works of this place is evil, man. All right, the powers that be are evil. This whole system is evil. The whole setup is wicked. All right, and that's what makes us a prey. You see? Let me get the point. Jumping on down. But we got the Lord, though. He's going to protect us. Jumping down to verse 15. Here's the point. Their sword shall enter into their own heart. Let me read that one more time. Their sword, right? Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. All right? Esau is going to be, is gonna be death by suicide, bro. You know? Esau's self-destructing. His own blessing is going to be the cause of his death, bro. And them swords and the perfection of the sword, we know the modern day sword is the gun or any killing instrument, right? The sword in its perfection are the ICBM missiles, those intercontinental ballistic missiles, which are the Lord's. All right, it tells us in Jeremiah that those are the weapons of his indignation, man. Those weapons are in his armory. Those are his. You see? And ultimately, Esau, being blessed with the sword, he's going to end up, he's going to, through World War III, the war to end all wars between America and Russia, right, is going to end Esau's whole system. There's going to be a thermonuclear fallout. This is going to happen. As much as they're trying to avoid it, as much as, you know, they try to have these peace talks and 90-minute conversations on the phone, none of it's going to be to any avail. All right? None of it's going to be to any avail. Right? And that's the point I want to bring out here. Their sword, the wicked sword, Esau's sword, is going to enter into his own heart. Right? Let's go back to the article. Let's get a little more here. Let me see here. Let me see here. There was a part of this article I wanted. Here we go. Here we go right here. Here's what I want. Now check this out. Let me see here. All right, now here we go. Yeah, let me get it from here. Now Holtec, right? Holtec is it's a nuclear power plant. All right, it's a nuclear power company. You can look them up. They're called Holtec, Holtec, right? So check this out. Holtec will now like this. See, it's been one of the mornings, Akiyamanagwa. It's been one of the mornings. Let me turn this down. I can actually turn this off now. It's been one of the mornings, Akiyamanagwa. I told you. But we back. Gotta make sure the sound's good. It's been one of the mornings, Akiyamanagwa. Yup, it's good. See that? Anyways, where were we? So, back to the article real quick, right? So it looks like a Surfer magazine reported it. All right. A Surfer magazine. I'm actually gonna read up here and I'm gonna read down. It's as Surfer magazine reported, the ruling will allow Holtec, a nuclear power focused energy company, to release around 45,000 gallons per year of treated wastewater from the decompositioned Indian Point plant into the Hudson, man. I'm jumping down, right? Holtec will now be allowed to dump the materials, mostly tritiated water, which Surfer explained contains the nuclear energy byproduct tritium, right, into the Hudson, right, which is that's just nuclear waste, right, with around 1.5 million gallons expected to enter the river in the next several years. Listen to this. Even though the 45,000 gallons set to be dumped annually is within safe limits, how? Anyways, according to the federal government, the public and environmental organizations like Riverkeeper worry about how the waste will affect people's health and the surrounding ecosystem. How the fuck do you think it's going to affect people's health, bro? You're dumping you're dumping radioactive waste into the river. What do you think is going to be the outcome of that? Hello, Esau's out of there. Okay? This is why when you go to various scriptures, it tells us how Esau will lose that wisdom. You know, Jeremiah, what's that? Jeremiah 49, right? You got Isaiah. Let me get the one in Isaiah. The one in Isaiah 19. As a matter of fact, let me get it in the Good News Bible. As a matter of fact, no, let me get it in the NLT. Let's go to the NLT. The book of Isaiah, chapter 19. Jumping down to 11. And we'll get 12. Bear with me. Esau's out of there, man. The book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and verse 11, and it reads, "What fools are the officials of Zoan, or Zoan, right? Which Zoan was a place where the Pharaoh would dwell at. It was during the time of Exodus when you look into it. But needless to say, when you go into this land, Zoan, right, it goes into a place of departure, right?
Strong's H6814. Soan.
Right. Let me see here. Yep. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the point. Let's go back. I just want to look at that real quick. But yeah, it even mentions it right there. That was a place where Pharaoh, dwelling place of Pharaoh. So, you know, this is where Pharaoh and his wise men will be. You know, the Chaldeans, you know, the modern day technocrats, where they'll be planning and plotting. Right, let me go back. Right, Isaiah 19:11 from the top. What fools are the officials of Zoan? Okay, their best counsel to the king of Egypt is stupid and wrong. Okay, that is heavy. Will they still boast to Pharaoh of their wisdom? Will they dare brag about all their wise ancestors, bro? All right, the wisdom is out of there, bro. Esau's lost it, and we know Esau's the modern day Pharaoh. All right, Esau is the modern day Pharaoh, evil E. All right, the self-proclaimed white man. They're like the nigga walking by right now. Check him out. Give him a second. This is the modern day. This is Esau Edom right here. Ready? Boom. All right, evil E. Wisdom is out of there, bro. It's gone. All right, look it. Where are your wise counselors, Pharaoh? Let them tell you what I'm gonna read it verbatim. What God plans. What the Lord of heaven's armies is going to do to Egypt, bro. All right, and we know. All right, we know that this place's sins has reached up unto heaven. Tells us that in Revelations 18. There's a grievous judgment that's set in place for this place, bro. All right, and what they've done, all right, as far as what they're gonna continue to do, because they've been doing this. Radioactive being, look what they're doing in the ocean, bro. They're dumping waste all in the ocean. They've been doing this, bro. This plastic. All right, Esau is the major polluter, and he'll say, you know, we other people have to do better. No, you as a ruler got to do better. Let me check something real quick. I know Esau's playing with feeds. I know Esau's playing with feeds. Calm, we still good. Yeah, I know Esau's playing with feeds, you know. But anyways, yeah, man, back to the point. Because now it looks like my phone's about to die, so I'm at 20%. Woo, Satan's working today, but we're good. All right, we're good. So yeah, man, let's read that last one. Isaiah 19 and 12 again. And it reads, where are your wise counselors, Pharaoh? All right, let them tell you what God plans, what the Lord of heaven's armies is going to do to Egypt, bro. All right, and we know what the Lord's going to do to Egypt. Let's go to 2nd Esdras. All right, he's going to send plagues upon this place as before. But the final finale is that it's going to go out with a bang. Let's show you. We'll probably close out here through the Spirit. Right? The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15 and verse 10. We'll start at verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. Who are the Lord's people? So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites, bro. All right? I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right? This is talking to America, the spiritual Egypt you read about in Revelations 11. This is not talking about ancient Egypt, all right? This is talking about the spiritual Egypt, and we're going to show you as we read, as we continue to read, to get the context, right? A lot of things, what these so-called Christians don't do, right? What Vocab Malone doesn't do. They don't look up words. They don't go into the context. But anyways, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, Yahushai, right? And smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will and will destroy them with plagues. And will smite Egypt with plagues as before. He sent 10 plagues upon ancient Egypt. He's going to do it again. He said as before. Okay? He's going to do it again. He's talking future tense, right? And will destroy all the land thereof. That's the end game. The land's going to get destroyed. You see? Look, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that power shall bring upon it. Okay, this land is going to become a burnt mountain. Egypt is still there right now, man. This is not talking about that Egypt. No scholar can prove, no so-called scholar of the world can prove that this is talking about ancient Egypt. But we can prove via precept upon precept, line upon line, that this is talking about a spiritual Egypt, which is none other than Babylon the Great, aka America. Because there's judgment. Hey, this place is doomed for judgment, bro. There's so much this place got to pay for. Esau's got to pay. All right, let's get one more. Let's go to the book of Revelations. Because it's relevant, right, with the talking point. Book of Revelation, chapter 11. And as a matter of fact, what I'm going to do to prove that point we just made, I'm going to jump down. Stop right here. There's the book of Revelations, chapter 11. Bear with me. And I'm going to start at verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies. I got to start up. I'm going to start at verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified, bro. You see that? Our dead bodies, us not knowing who we are, us being spiritually dead, right? Proverbs 21 and 16. You see? We were in the congregation of the day because we were trying to lean upon every other nation in the form of their idols and philosophies, which led us to death every time. You see? If not that, we were leaning upon our own understanding. Lead you to death every time. Right? And where our Lord was crucified. Look at Caesar Borgia they got set up. All right, look at this, look at the mindset of the universal doctrine they teach. All right, look at the justice and judgment that's not being established, which is wired through the scriptures. All right, they crucified our Lord here, man, in that sense. You know, continuing on to the point. Well, that was the point. I'm gonna jump down to what I was here for. Revelations 11 and 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. Okay? The nations are going to be angry at the end of the day because they're going to come to the conclusion that all this fourth industrial talk, this NWO talk, this technocracy talk, this MOTB, we're taking over the world like Pinky and the Brain talk, all of it's going to fail. Right? And thy wrath is come. Yahweh Shai is coming with wrath, bro. Look, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged. Everybody outside of this council, everybody outside of the elect, Lord willing, we're part of the elect. All right? Judgment's coming. Look, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, Israelites. Psalms 50, and to them that fear thy name, Israelites. Right? Small and great, Israelites. Right? And shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. And this is the point why I'm bringing this piece out. That this is what the Lord's going to do upon his second coming. He's which destroy the earth, bro. All right, we got that article which is testifying against Esau, bro. All right, because who's leading that charge? Let's go get it. The court is in session. All right, court is in session. U.S. District Judge Kenneth Carras ruled that federal authority over nuclear regulations that was the result of the Save the Hudson campaign, man. All right, the U.S. District. All right, a U.S. District Judge. Guess what? The U.S. You see, you are guilty. You are guilty on all charges, bro. I got to get one more precept through the Spirit. Forgive me, Akiyam and Akwa. The Spirit's on me now. I'm out with I gotta go though. I'm late, for work, but it's Friday. And the Spirit's moving. The Lord bless me with a lesson. Let's go. Let's go. The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 8, and it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. When you go into second Esdras, it tells us what? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right, that's that translation. All right, from one people to another. It's going to be translated from Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, to Jake, our so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And those that were never thought of are going to wear a crown. All right? Undenounced to the world, man, whether you believe it or not. I'm going to get verse 10 and we gone. Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 10. The physician, which is Yahweh Shai, cutteth off a long disease, which is Esau. All right? And we see it in his works. This nigga's likened unto pitch when you read Sirach 13. All right? A sticky, tarry, tacky substance that you can't get off without using another deadly chemical like paint thinner. All right? To get off you, man. This nigga's deadly, bro. Okay? That's why we need the physician to come soak this nigga out. Right? The physician, Yahweh Shai, cutteth off a long disease, Esau. And he that is today a king, Esau, right? He's a king right now, bro. He rules the world, right? And he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die, man. This is the gospel. This is the good news, Aki Aminakwa. For you new listeners coming in, okay? This is the good news right here, man. We are going to be victorious through our power, Yahweh Shai. He's coming. We just got to keep crying, man. Keep crying out. Keep putting up these supplications, bro. Let them tears keep coming down the widow's cheek. All right? The Lord's coming. It's a guarantee. This nigga's got to be stopped. You see the mindset, man? You see this article, bro? There's no good coming out of that move. You see? Because there's no wisdom coming out of the counsel of the wicked. I'm going to leave you with that, beloved Akim and Akwad. Hey, Lord willing, you were edified. Aparatazah, Lord willing, you were spiritually fed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim El Shai. And Lord willing, you were informed. All right, while all this madness is going on, Esau's got all these moving parts going down. He's in the cut, still doing as much wickedness as he's possibly feasibly can. All right, but we watching and we're reporting. All right, Lord willing, you Akim and Akwad were edified, man. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Hey, double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord, once again, you beloved Akiyam and Akwath were edified, spiritually fed, and informed through the spirit and power of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.